Descendants fans have every reason to be excited because Descendants 4 may be coming in 2022. Lauren Kisleveski, Senior Vice President of Original Movies at Disney Branded TV, addressed whether the franchise will continue after its latest release, Descendants: The Royal Wedding, ended in a cliffhanger. Stay tuned to find out more about what to expect. At the end of the animated Descendants: The Royal Wedding, which premiered on the 13th of August 2021, Mal and Ben excused themselves for a moonlit stroll after exchanging their vows and dancing the night away. Ben then asked Mal, "So this is what happily ever after feels like?" To which Ben's new bride, Mal, replied, "For us? Yes, but somewhere, another story could be just beginning." The camera then panned to a pile of white roses painted red, leading us down the rabbit hole before fading to black. Does that give you serious vibes of some sort of continuation with Alice in Wonderland's Queen of Hearts as the main protagonist? Anyway, the highly anticipated ceremony did not exactly go off without a hitch, despite Audrey's best efforts as Mal's wedding planner, which was contrary to everyone's expectation considering she spent years dreaming of marrying Ben herself. The ceremony was marred with chaos from the start. Snow White's doves literally flew the coop. Dude the dog chased Maleficent around the castle, and, oh well, Hades accidentally set things on fire. Mal, on the other hand, refused to get married without her entire family present. So she went back to the Isle of the Lost to bring Hades back to Auradon. But before the VKs and Mal returned to their old stomping grounds, Jay and Evie presented her with an early wedding gift, which was a charm bracelet with all of their family crests, including that of Carlos, Evie. While gifting Mal, the bracelet said, "It represents the 4 VKs linked together forever." The VKs arrived at the new and improved island to meet with Mal's dad, assisted by Uma, who supervised herself to put out the fire that Hades had left on the bridge. 2 goons assumed to be the Sons of Pain and Panic attempted to block Mal's entry into Hades' lair, but it became hard to turn away Mal's dragon form. In his defense, Hades explained that his literal meltdown was a total misunderstanding, and he was not ruthless enough to ruin the happiest day of his daughter's life. Ben suggested that they get married there after seeing how happy Mal was with her father by her side. Of course, that was after the fairy godmother arrived together with King Adam and Belle. There and then, the moment everyone was waiting for became a reality as Mal and Ben became wife and husband, accompanied by a tune of a beautiful song, Feeling the Love. The royal wedding also paid homage to franchise star Cameron Boyce, who died in 2019 of complications from epilepsy. When Cameron Boyce passed on, Disney found ways to honor him and the good work he did while he was still alive. They canceled the red carpet premiere for Descendants 3, saying that its parent company would instead donate to the Thirst Project, a nonprofit Boyce was heavily involved in that provides communities with safe drinking water. When the movie was finally released, the premiere of D3 was dedicated to Cameron Boyce and was a celebration of his talent and the joy he brought to the world. Of course, they also found a way to honor him in the animated special. Apart from the bracelet that Mal received from Evie, Boyce received one last tribute before the credits rolled. The musical series commemorated him with a tribute card that read, "In memory of our friend Cameron Boyce." So, what is next? During the DCOM panel at the TV Critics Association Summer Press Tour on the 11th of August, Lauren Kisleveski, Senior VP of Original Movies at Disney Branded TV, said, "The tease is a tease. We've ended each piece of our incredible Descendants programming with, that's not the end of the story. We know there's such an appetite for this content. We'll see where we get with the franchise. It is our beloved franchise just as much." Gary Marsh, President and Chief Creative Officer of Disney Branded TV, also previously talked about the endless possibilities when it comes to the Descendants franchise. He said in a statement, "Descendants introduced a fantasy world of stories and characters anchored in Disney mythology. For the past 6 years, it captivated young viewers and grew to become among Disney Channel's biggest entertainment franchises ever. It had the benefit of immensely talented stars, who we now welcome back for this animated royal wedding special that will bridge the audience to what we hope will be a new chapter of compelling Descendants stories and characters yet to come." Now that Descendants: The Royal Wedding is already out and indications are that there is a possibility of a 4th movie, we have bits of what to expect. Mal is already a royal lady, and whatever she might want to do has the backing of her husband, Ben. So what do we expect in the 4th Descendants movie from what we've previously seen? Once upon a time, Hades and Maleficent were married, and Hades knew that Mal was his daughter, yet he put her in danger unapologetically. It's not something a father would do to his child. In the end, he finally gives her the ember and tells her that getting it wet would destroy it for good. The amber does get wet, and only a simple spell brings it back. Also, Mal and Hades never had a father-daughter relationship, but at the end of Descendants 3, they seemed inseparable. If you ask us, it was too good to be true. Disney should probably take time to heal the relationship and grow their bond in D4. It would be nice to see the two team up and fight many battles together, right? And have you ever thought of Mal as going full evil? In the Descendants franchise, Mal turns from evil to good and conveniently becomes the future queen. What if the plan all along was to have everyone fooled and then unleash evil upon Auradon as a queen? Think about it. Unlike the other VKs, fans have always felt that Mal is selfish and likes everything to go her way. Plus, since her dad is Hades, she is a demi-goddess, but it's unknown what goddess power she has. It is known that she can use Hades' Ember, although not to the same level as her godly father. There's also the fact that villains had been fighting to bring down the barrier for years, but they failed. Then somehow, Mal convinces everyone that it's a good idea to bring down the barrier. What if the plan all along was to bring down the barrier so that the villains can once again practice evil? In one of the Season 3 teasers, we also saw black magic destroying Jane's cake, and it appeared like Mal was behind it. The black magic was supposed to invade the land and cause unimaginable chaos, but in the franchise, it was cut out. Maybe this is the direction that Disney is considering for Descendants 4. There's also the fact that as much as the barrier was broken, some villains are still mad that they were trapped in the Isle of the Lost for 20 years. One or two will want some revenge, and this actually sets the perfect conflict for Descendants 4. Descendants also already brought together some of our favorite villains and heroes. But other favorite characters are noticeably missing. Most fans are asking for the inclusion of Elsa and Anna on their Descendants in the next installment. If you were keen enough, you probably noticed a deeper connection between Frozen and Descendants. Auradon was founded out of the existing kingdoms, and the kingdoms remained to have their respective rulers, and they were divided into the 19 regions of Auradon. Several of these regions were mentioned in Melissa de la Cruz's Isle of the Lost series, including Camelot, Mount Olympus, Eden, and Corona. There has always been the assumption that Arendelle is part of the kingdom. Notice how Elsa and Anna's home has that same oceanic view like Auradon? Elsa's blanket also conveniently has Auradon's official colors, blue and gold. Then there are the songs that perfectly fit different scenes in Frozen, such as Space Between and If Only. There's also the fact that in both worlds there's a barrier that has to be broken. So yeah, Elsa and Anna or their descendants in D4 will be epic. Alternatively, Descendants 3 already introduced us to amazing characters who may be the center of the next storyline. We have Celia, for instance. She has so much potential to be the main character in the next Descendants movie, and she has the perfect best friend by her side, Dizzy. Celia has been described as feisty, sassy, and has a knack for being mean. In fact, during VK days, Mal claimed that Celia could use a little time in Fairy Godmother's goodness class. She's also very mischievous and witty, especially in regards to making money. Celia easily fits the description of a queen bee in Auradon prep with Dizzy by her side. This would also be a great opportunity to explore the lives of Smee's twins. The twins literally had like 5 seconds of screen time. In another Descendants movie, they would probably become more confident, and who knows, they may land beautiful girlfriends in Auradon. D4 could also take another angle and focus on the descendants of the current cast. Imagine the Core Force children going to school together in Auradon. The next person in line to rule over Auradon and the Isle of the Lost would be Mal and Ben's child. Of course, we don't expect everything to be perfect in Auradon because that would make the movie really boring. In another Descendants movie, some of the kids could be rebellious, and the good ones would have to fight them to restore peace in Auradon and the Isle of the Lost. Of course, the other arc fans are desperately hoping will get explored is the parents. Most of the villains in Descendants have only one parent, and we have to admit that it's very disturbing. Where's Evie's dad? Carlos's dad? Harry's mom? Jay's mom? Speaking of Jay, in Descendants, Jay is described as a thief, a con man, and a handsome, quick-witted boy with charm to spare, whose lies are beautiful and silvery as his eyes. At the beginning of the film, he's shown during the song Rotten to the Core, stealing items and causing havoc with his friends. He also steals a bunch of stuff, including a lamp, and gives it to his dad, though it doesn't work. There's no way his father is Jafar. This description literally screams Aladdin, and his mom could be Jasmine. Anyway, we need all these parents revealed. Clearly, Disney has plans in place to continue the franchise. What will be interesting to see is if those plans will involve a fourth live-action film, or if the franchise might continue down the animated route with an animated feature-length film. Because Disney has not yet confirmed whether a fourth Descendants film is in the works, it's unclear when exactly D4 could arrive on Disney. Depending on when Disney officially announces the project and whether it turns out to be a live-action or animated movie, it's possible we could see the film arrive as early as 2022. However, it's important to note that Disney has traditionally released new installments every 2 years, with Descendants dropping in July of 2015, D2 July 2017, D3 dropping in August of 2019, and Descendants the Royal arriving in August of 2021. No official cast has been announced for Descendants 4 as of summer of 21, but it seems likely that Disney will work to get most of the original cast to return for the fourth film in the franchise. While there's no telling which recurring players could return, the early favorites to be involved in the fourth film are Dove Cameron as Mal, Sophia Carson as Evie, Boo Boo Stewart as Jay, and Mitchell Hope as Ben. It's also likely we'll see more of Sarah Jeffrey as Audrey and China Ann McClain as Uma. In addition to returning favorites, the fourth film is expected to draw inspiration from Alice in Wonderland, so it's likely we'll meet a character with a connection to the film such as Alice, the Queen of Hearts, or the Mad Hatter. Should Disney follow a similar release plan with the fourth film, it's likely Descendants 4 will arrive sometime in the summer of 2023. Well, that's all we had for you for today. What do you think about a Descendants 4 movie? Will it be a live-action film or another animation special like The Royal Wedding? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. This has been The Focus.